All right, hi everybody. Kubernetes Work Group Device Management meeting for July 21st. Let me share the agenda. There's not much on it today. Okay. First thing, reminder, code freeze in something like 40 hours ish. So please get those reviews in or get your exception requests in if you don't think you're going to get the reviews done. And other than that, we just have, I think people are trying to call attention to there. So Harshal, I think this is this you.
Yeah, that's me. I just want to, as you said, I just want to highlight, like, get some attention.
Okay. Is there anybody specific you
Oh no, the
think needs to
Patrick,
get?
Patrick and Ed already reviewed it. Just need an API review or approval on that.
Okay.
And that
And
and
has
the API
any?
is also not new. It's just an old alpha v1's copy into beta v1. So there's not no new API per se.
Okay. Has any API reviewer looked at that yet, or um, I can?
I have done shadow API reviews for pretty
Okay.
much all
Awesome.
the DRA PRs. I think I did it for this one and pinged Jordan, which has been my mode of operation of letting the API reviewer team or Jordan personally know that it's ready. But there's no guarantee that Jordan will get to all of them because I've been feeding him quite a lot of PRs again this cycle.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I
Uh,
will. I'll sync with him too. I'll ping him and see.
yeah. The other challenge that I see with all of our PRs right now is that because I've been focusing on API reviews, the implementation side often hasn't been reviewed carefully yet at all in some cases. I've tried pinging people on Slack. I know that Morten picked up some work, but not all. And that's also a gap because we have also had quite a lot of interesting correctness issues with already implemented features that got a lot of scrutiny in this cycle, which is good. We found bugs. Consumable capacity is in a much better shape now. That's just one example. We also still see things with partitionable devices. Yeah, that's
Yeah. I saw that admin access one.
also a concern.
On my phone.
I can share that. Well, in terms of getting extensions, I'm going to be around for till the end of the week. But anything after that pretty much has to conclude without my participation. So we
Okay.
will need other people to sign off on what's core DRA while I'm gone.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Patrick, for everything. Gita, so are these the ones listed here? These are ones that need attention as opposed to there's nothing specific to discuss. I think.
Yes, largely. So, Patrick, thank you for reviewing the PR. I'm addressing as fast as I can, trying to meet the deadline. It is a large PR now, so a bit worried about it. Let's see how it goes, I guess. Otherwise, what happens after the deadline, though? It goes into 137th patch or slips all
No.
So
the.
you should try to get an extension if you need it. If we don't get it in, because this is going straight to beta, I don't think this would go in a patch release. So
Okay.
we really need to get it in this cycle.
Yeah, I'm on it. Otherwise, if I start feeling like it's not gonna make it, I'll reach out on Slack.
Okay, I saw Dominic had reviewed it
Yep.
yesterday. And Patrick, you looks like you did some pretty extensive work on it as well. So yeah, hopefully we can get this in.
Thanks.
Thank you. Omer, did you want to say anything about this, or just bring it to people's attention? I thought I saw you online.
Yeah, it's the same situation. The API is, I think, done now, but when we had one person look at the implementation, they found something. So yeah, more eyes on that part certainly would help to increase quality of the things that go in. I mean, they are all still alpha, but the problem is now is the time to really scrutinize, because we've seen with, to be honest, we've seen that with other PRs, but we basically said, okay, well, it's good enough for alpha, and then we never go back and really do the same for analysis of all the corner cases and just go to beta. So yeah.
Yep, makes sense. Okay, I'll try to dig into that one. Okay. Anything else people wanted to discuss?
I don't know what the status is of our feature block. Has anyone looked at what's there in the Google Doc so far? I know that we asked on, I asked on Slack, and someone volunteered and started the Google Doc, but I think it was pretty bare bones initially, so I don't know how complete it is.
It was
now.
just like almost placeholder, I think, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
I reviewed the docs one, which seemed fine, and there were some minor things, but I don't know if that's merged or that's still sitting there. But
yeah.
Okay, well, Gaurav.
Hey folks, is it possible for us to go through, all the KEPs that are targeting some change in 137 at least, so that, the people working on those KEPs get a sense of what to expect in the next coming days? Again, no pressure. I know everyone is quite busy with all the reviews, and thank you so much for all the reviews that everyone has done. But is it possible for the maintainers to go through those things and figure out what the current status is? Maybe
you mean Al in the meeting?
Yeah, I was thinking if we don't have anything else. Yeah, I don't know.
If we think that's valuable, we can look at. We can use this as a. I was looking at the board, but the board is kind of. There's just a lot of. It depends on the high level view you want, right?
Yeah. I don't know if others are interested as well. If no one is, then sure, I guess.
I can try to summarize. So if you look at the board in the implementation column, there are, last time I looked, 40 PRs pending. Not all of them are core Kubernetes, but all the ones for the KEPs are certainly there. Looking at the things that were supposed to land from top to bottom, I don't know where we have it exactly, but the resource claim status has a pending PR, which should be ready. I just don't remember what's it blocked on. Might still be a small approval from Jordan for something. I think
the first one is all in. I think everything's in for the extended resource.
Yeah. That's done. Resource claim status, I think it's in good shape. It just needs to be merged. Prioritized list, Morten needs to rebase. I don't see him online right now. He's here. So Morten,
I'm working on it now.
You're okay. Good. That's prioritized list. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're looking at the KEP issue. The KEP issues are not so interesting. And I've not paid not much attention to keeping KEP issues descriptions up to date. I've been focusing primarily on the PRs. If you bring back the overview slide, then I can try to summarize where I see work going on.
I didn't mean to.
Just from memory, and it's sometimes failing me because I basically context switch between all of those fairly quickly. Consumable capacity, I think I mentioned that already. It wasn't even planned to get any changes this cycle, but we found lots of issues, and that has been improved. And noteworthy is perhaps that initially we didn't specify what valid capacity values it supports, and implicitly it was limited to int64, whole integer values. But milli values also were allowed by the API, which they were just not supported by the implementation. And now they are.
Okay.
It's all about how you do math with quantity. And once we started
You're
digging
talking about
into
for like the step and the request policy pieces.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
And quantity itself is a minefield. It claims to support or to limit value ranges to whole int64, but it doesn't. A user can circumvent that truncation by using a decimal string, basically a string representing a decimal number. Only binary values get truncated to the maximum value, decimal not. And because that's under user control, you basically have to accept that this truncation is unreliable and you have to do validation, which hardly any of our APIs do. So lots of interesting wraparounds, roll-arounds under precision rounding happening. So lots of things that we had in that area. Partitionable devices didn't validate that the capacity is actually positive. So you could have a counter that's negative, and you could actually probably correctly count down towards that negative number, but it doesn't make much sense. So we are trying to clean it up right now. Health status in pod. Yeah, this is something where we have a pending PR. DRA driver authors need to be aware that this changes the Go API, and that's intentional because we want to make DRA driver authors aware that this is something that they might want to implement. So once someone updates to 137, they will get a compile error in their interface implementation. And they can ignore that by just returning an error saying, I don't support pod health, our resource health and pod status, and when they are done. But at least this should be a conscious decision and not just because they are ignorant that this feature even exists.
Right.
Downward API, that's happening. I just have to address some last minute comments by Jordan. And I did the beta graduation PR. Someone else from the community started, but then was a bit inactive. So for the sake of time, I took over. That's happening. No further reviews needed. I just need to resolve a few things. Resource claim support for I don't know about that one. I haven't paid attention.
Is John here?
Yes, I'm here. So yeah, there's a couple pieces of that left. One of them is more scheduler that's being reviewed right now by Dominic. I think he'll be able to take another look at that today. And then there's one little metrics tweak that I have open for that, and then just the promotion to beta. So I think that's mostly through, but I might need an exception just to get it over the line.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, the next one is also one where I haven't looked too closely. I think Ed has been reviewing a few things.
Praveen, are you here? I think it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, okay. This is resource reporting. I've seen.
It just needs Jordan's approval right now.
Okay. Device binding conditions, that hasn't changed anything. Some out of tree work to iron out your use cases, but nothing in tree. List types, that has fixes coming in, or some of them merged. I think we are done. Performance might need improvements because it currently does a lot of set calculations, and that's probably not optimal. But nothing to be done right now. Shared consumable capacity, yeah. The API still hasn't finalized, I think. I still had pending comments. I need to look again at the latest iteration, which was pushed, I don't know, 2 hours ago. So but this seemed close from the API side, and I think the implementation then isn't too hard because it just piggybacks on normal consumer capacity. But it does have the same interesting aspects about what happens with request values, what's a valid range. So there is a little bit more work going on. I think even in a second in a PR, just general cleaning up, validation and corner case handling. Preemption, I don't think anything landed.
We deferred it to 138. Yeah.
Yeah. Optional load preparation, that I think also is only pending API review. It has implementation reviews done, so that's just approval. Compatibility groups, yeah. Also under active development, under active review, and the implementation side just got a few comments today that need to be reviewed and addressed.
This isn't happening.
Yeah. Okay. Derived attributes. I think API is also mostly done, if not completely. But I need to check again.
I think this one is ready for. I think it just needs Jordan's approval at this point. Is that right, Gaurav?
Yeah.
Yep.
Same with sharing affinity.
This is deferred.
Yeah. So right. Yeah. That's the other consumable capacity thing. Yeah. Deferred. Right. And I think we did the NUMA attribute. So that should be done.
Okay. So yeah, that's the summary. We talked about this one already.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So there's still quite a few that need final approvals and additional reviews. So more eyes would be good. Anybody here can dig into some of those, and we'll try to move them through. And anybody who's leading one of these and thinks they need an exception, the sooner you file it, the better. Really, it doesn't.
Yeah. The challenge with an exception is that we would need to coordinate with the reviewers. So we would need to know exactly who is going to do the reviews and the approvals and how much time is needed before we can file for an exception. Otherwise, it's a wild guess, and that probably doesn't sit well with the release team if we then need to tell them, well, our guess was wrong. We need 1 more day or 2 more days. And there's a real challenge with, getting reviews done when I'm not there. I'm sorry for that, but it's a family vacation coming up, and I literally can't take my laptop with me.
That's fine. You gotta enjoy your life. So, all right. Any other questions, folks?
Thank you so much for doing this. This gives kind of like a complete sense of where all the things are and how much attention one can expect, in your PRs. Thank you so much. Really appreciate this.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's try and get these things pushed through, and everybody have a great code freeze.
I have a question about exceptions, if I may. So as Patrick said, it's difficult, to guess how much longer do we need. So when would you say, like, if that feeling remains, right, that we don't know how much we need, like, what should we do in terms of filing an exception? Should we do it on the last day, or should we not do it at all?
I mean, people do it after the deadline sometimes. I mean, typically they used to always do it after the deadline, but I think it's better if you do it before. And if you can, it's fine to do it on the last day. I think that if you talk to, you want to just, like, if you need API review, you need to make sure you have somebody on the line. If it's schedule a review, have you talked to Dominic? Has he looked at it? Because he's the one, at least from the SIG scheduling side, he's the one mostly focused on DRA. Everybody else is kind of focused on the workload aware scheduling. So Dominic would be a reviewer, make sure that, he thinks it's just coordinate with those folks that the specific approvers you need, which is going to be Patrick, or to a lesser extent me, and Jordan and Dominic, and make sure that everybody agrees with your estimate, right? And that it's feasible, and then you can file
Okay.
it.
Okay, thank you.
But like Patrick said, he's only here till the end of the week, so extending it much beyond that is going, unless it's only for scheduler approval or something, will be a
If
problem.
I get the feeling that it's okay, I can do an approve and leave the final LGDM to someone that I trust to be careful about it. But even then, we need to line up someone to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll contact possible reviewers and see if I can get them around this. Thank you.
Sure. Awesome. Anything else? All right. Thank you so much.